Hi, loves, it's Elle, and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for being here. Today is another installment of my Best of series. We're doing a full face of Charlotte Tilbury, and I will give you my recommendations on where to spend your money on this line. So if you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. Alright, so Charlotte Tilbury, as you know, is a beloved makeup artist out of the UK. She has, her work has graced the covers of Vogue, Cosmo, Elle, I mean, just some of the most prestigious events, as well as, fashion shows for Tom Ford, etc. She's a very extremely talented makeup artist. She launched her line a few years ago. Now it's a pretty expansive line. I actually had the opportunity of meeting her several years ago, and she was just as lovely to me and the rest of the makeup artists that were there in person as she seems in social media and things. Her line is very luxury. The price points are pretty high. But I do know from obviously using almost her whole line that the products do perform extremely well for the most part. And I hope today to help you know where, if you are looking into this line, to spend your money, some of my favorite products. So let's get started. First, I want to talk about her Magic Cream. Her Magic Cream is gorgeous. I mean, let's just be honest. Really beautiful cream. It makes the skin really lush and hydrated and plumped. It has like a small iridescent quality to it. This is something that she's mixed up herself, and she actually has been using for many years before she actually created it and called it the Magic Cream. I love it. It just has a really heavy kind of smell to it, but it does have her patented skincare ingredients into it. Is it the cleanest thing in the universe? No. But does it play really well with makeup? Absolutely. I have used it on several clients, especially in-person clients and bridal clients. I love this because it just really gives the skin a nice plump and hydration. Do I think it's necessary? Not really. But do I think it's nice? Yes. Let's move on to her primer. Her primer that I personally like. I tried her brightening primer, and it's okay. It wasn't anything super special to me. I think that Benefit's Pearl Professional is just as good and a little bit less on the price point, although Charlotte Tilbury is cruelty-free. This is her primer that I prefer. This is her Wonderglow. So she layers them. She does Magic Cream, Wonderglow. Wonderglow is her illuminizing primer. I love it. I have not been without it. It lives in my personal kit and also lives in my bathroom. Now, since I've been using the Josie Maran Tinted SPF, I have really not been using that, and that is what I have on right now, is the Josie Maran Tinted SPF. It's just so good, and it's very similar, so that's it. And there's also some dupes out there that we've talked about in past dupe videos, but it's a good product. All right, so let's start in with application. So I love her Light Wonder foundation. This is like an answer to a CC cream or BB cream. This is one of my favorite products that she's ever come out with. When I wear it, I get so many compliments on my skin. I love how it looks. So by itself, it is a lightweight, kind of buildable coverage, but I would say it's a light, highlight coverage, and it just makes the skin look beautiful. It's perfect for everyone that is dehydrated, dry, normal, and probably even combination skin would be super into this. But my favorite way to do it is with the Airbrush Flawless Foundation, her brand new launch. You know that this foundation I did a Foundation Friday on, and it's very matte, okay? And it's not suited for my skin type. But I like combining a little bit of the foundation and then a little bit of the Light Wonder and kind of making a little concoction. And it is a beautiful finish to the skin. Again, this is a very expensive foundation combination, so do it as you see fit. So that is on. Isn't it gorgeous? The problem is that her regular foundation is just, like I said, too matte, so I have to add in that kind of tinted moisturizer to really give it the slip and glow that I prefer. So for me, I would spend your money, if you're my skin type, on the Light Wonder foundation, and if you want to splurge, go for it, but it's just more for oily combination skin. Now, she does have a different kind of highlighter or liquid highlighter, and I did a review on it. It was not my favorite, and it was just way overly glowy, and so I wouldn't necessarily go with that. But let's talk about this guy. This to me is another Rockstar product that honestly is unmatched. It is her Magical Way Liquid Concealer. I have it in number 2 and number 3. I use number 2 and number 3 to put, honestly, underneath my eyes. The problem is that if you have anything on your hands, it is super hard to get the lid off. So just note that. You twist it up and you put it under the eyes. And honestly, this concealer is one of in my opinion, the showstopper of the year for mature under eyes. This is where I would put my money if I was looking for a concealer that is going to be a cross between a brightener, as you can see how it's brightened up the under eye. It also has skincare benefits into it, as well as the coverage is really skin-like, beautiful. You always would have to color correct first because it's not a heavy concealer, but whenever I wear this, I never get any creasing. The under eyes stay really hydrated. I use it on almost every single client. I have it in many shades, but look at the difference. It's just beautiful. It looks like skin, and I love it every time I wear it. And you know I don't usually do this kind of under eye triangle with any other concealer. This concealer, like I said, is just so much like skin that you can just kind of slather it on and call it a day. All right. So now that that is on, we're going to set the face. Now, I do love her magic powders. I want to let you know that this is made with, I think, 95% natural occurring ingredients, so it has no scent to it. But the scent that you do smell is a little off-putting to some people. So it doesn't smell like flowers, it doesn't smell like anything like that, because you don't really want that. So for me, I use Fair number 1, and I actually use it in a damp beauty blender. And these are the days that I do not use my Hourglass powders, but I think this is a really good powder. I'm not baking, guys. I'm just pushing the powder into the under eye area. It's brightening. It's very velvety on the skin. It's very flexible. It does have a little bit of luminosity to it, but it is not like an Hourglass powder. But I think it'd be beautiful for setting any mature face. I have it in number 1 and number 2, and I love them both, and I have been known to use them. For me, would I spend the money on this powder? No, I would go Hourglass, but it is a good powder. It's extremely well performing. I love the colors. I love how it's made. It's not overly matte. It's definitely mature skin friendly. So if you are a Charlotte Tilbury lover and just want to stick with the line, it is a beautiful powder. I don't think you can go wrong with it. Now, these took me some time to get used to be honest with you. These are her Flawless Finish Airbrush powders. Now, I normally wouldn't do a kind of full coverage powder on top of it, but I want to show you what it looks like. This is in number 2, and it is a beautiful, flawless, almost like a filter over the skin. You can definitely apply way too much of this powder, okay? So make sure you use it sparingly and on a larger fluffy brush. I am using the BK Beauty 103 brush, and that's all I will do, and it gives you a little bit more coverage. All right, so here we are. The skin is perfected. It's missing a little bit of a glow, and that's just honestly from the powders. Would I spend the money on this powder? If you want to. If you are more combination, oily, kind of normal, want a touch-up powder, this would be great. But honestly, the Well People Bio Baked base foundation that you can buy at Target is a little bit better. It's more forgiving. It has a little bit more shift to the skin, so I would spend my money there. So what I like to do here at this point, I like to just give a really nice healthy dose of a rehydrating spray and let that sink in. I just want to let that powder kind of become less powdery. All right, let's get into the eyes. So I see a lot of people use her palettes, which are fantastic. If you're looking for a very well-made eyeshadow, these will rock star every single time. They last forever. I have about 5 or 6 of them that again live in my kit. I would spend my money on here if you want a well-made and if you want to use the same palette every day. If you don't want a lot of options, if you just want to, you know what I mean, just a nice, well-made palette that you will use every day and you know it will perform, she is your girl for that. I really love all of her palettes, but sometimes the shimmery shades in her palettes can be a little too shimmery for me. So my favorite is the Sophisticate. That's the one I'm using right now. It is all matte, okay? And so we're gonna go in with the lightest shade in this palette right here, and we're gonna go all over the eye. So for me, her eyeshadows do not need to use a primer, but you are more than welcome to if you would like. Now, these palettes are so easy to use. Now I'm gonna go in with the second shade, which is right here, which is our transition shade, and we're gonna do a beautiful kind of classic look, and we're gonna build in this crease. Her pigments are, or her shadows are pigmented, but they're not to the point that they are off-putting or hard to use, which I love. Her coloring, of course she's a makeup artist, so she would make colors like this, but her coloring and her shadows is just spot on. All right, easy as that. Now we're gonna go into her second deepest shade right here, and we're going to start building out that outer crease. Her shadows do have a touch of fallout, so I normally would not have done my concealer and everything before, but just heads up, if you don't tap your brush off, you will get a tiny bit of fallout on your bottom, on your cheek area. All right, so now we're gonna go into something else that I feel like is worth the splurge, which is her cream eyeshadows. Today I'm gonna be using the one in Bet. She has a ton of them. Pick your favorite. Honestly, you can't go wrong. They are crease-proof, long-wearing, so easy to blend, and really stunning. All right, to finish off this eye, we're gonna go into the deepest shade, which is this guy right here, and we're going to perfect the lash line. Get out of here. It's so pretty. You can also use her shadows wet as well for a more of that kind of cake liner effect. So you gotta curl your lashes. Charlotte says that's a push-up bra for your lashes. I think she's so cute when she says that. All right, so her mascara. Her mascara, the favorite one of mine, is the Legendary Lashes Volume 2. It is a gorgeous, like it says, volumizing, thickening. I mean, your lashes just look out of this world with this mascara. I mean, come on, y'all. And I do think it's worth the money, I really do. But to me, the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal is extremely similar, but this is probably my third tube that I've personally brought. Yeah, so you can tell that it works really well. I have up here. You can tell that I love it and it works really well for me. It is one of those mascaras that it really pumps up that lash. So you're gonna do your own kind of maybe research if you wanna invest in this mascara, but it is very, very good. All right, so I'm gonna finish the other eye and we'll finish the face. All right, so I am back. I have everything basically on and I have one side of my face kind of chiseled. This. If you're gonna buy anything out of the whole line, this is what I would also splurge on, this and the concealer. It comes in a couple different colors. For me, this is something that I will not go without. My kit will not live without it. It is probably one of the most well-made and well-formulated highlight and bronzer palettes. It is very expensive, but the coloring that she has done on both the highlighter and the bronzer, for me, it's more the bronzer. Yes, it's reading a little bit warm on camera, but it is the perfect blend between a cool and a warm kind of bronzer. I absolutely love it because it is very blendable. You definitely, you know what I mean? It's not, you're not going to go overboard with it. It literally looks like skin, and it does what it's supposed to do. I have been known to wear this also on my eyes, but it just blends in with the skin so, so beautifully. There's something going on with this foundation. That darn foundation of hers is so matte. Okay, moving on. Highlighter. If you're looking for a highlighter for mature skin, look at it. If you want to go a little bit more glam, it is stunning. You can use it on your eyes. It's a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. And a lot of this stuff I have purchased myself. I have not been on her PR list for quite a few years, maybe 2 years. So a lot of this stuff is honestly for my professional kit and my personal use. All right, let's round this out with the last couple of products. Her blushes are gorgeous, very easy to use. I love that it has 2 tones in it. My favorite colors are this First Love and Ecstasy. You've heard me talk about Ecstasy quite a bit. I like to layer them sometimes when I'm being extra. This is going to be a beautiful blush right here called First Love for someone that is more fair or someone that does not want a lot of color. It has enough hint of a color to it. It just is a beautiful, beautiful tone that is very light and wearable. So I will layer them sometimes like this, and then I'll go into Ecstasy and just pop just ever so slightly on the apples of my cheeks. I wear Ecstasy a lot, a lot. I mean, it's just, get out of here. It's so beautiful. All right, her Lip Cheat is a great product, but there are some great dupes out there on the market, but I do think it's a beautiful color. Her lipsticks are some of the best out on the market. I think that they're expensive, but if you want to indulge, she has so many beautiful types of lipsticks, from hydrating to matte. They're all just so beautiful and go on the lips so, so amazingly. Her liquid lipsticks are some of the best on the market. They are stunning and not too dry. So if you're looking for good liquid lips, that is good. But I'm gonna be using one of my favorites. This is called Kim KW. All right, everybody, so here is the final look. You know that I thoroughly respect the brand and thoroughly respect her. She is a beacon in this industry, and I think it's fantastic that she has really created a cosmetic line that is really quite good. And is everything in this line perfect and you need to get every single piece? No, but that's how every line is. But there are some rock stars in here. So it just is such a beautiful line, and I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. Please be commenting below on what other brands you want me to see, have me do full face tutorials on, and I will see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.